The Abyss heroes have made their way into the official servers. And boy oh boy, are they amazing. But only if you know how to play them right. Don't worry, I will help you become the perfect Queen of Blood or the Lord of Lava or the Sovereign of the Abyss. Hi guys, Kazuki here, and in this video we are going to learn how to master the latest Abyss heroes and their revamps. So what's the wait for? Let's dive straight in. Alice after the latest revamp is amazing. While many people might disagree, she is actually very good if you know how to play her right. She is not like her old self where you could stay in front and absorb most of the damage like it was nothing. Now she is a bit squishy right off the bat, and she will suffer a lot if you don't focus on building the right items. I know most of you already know her skills, but let me go over them while focusing on the most important aspects you should pay attention to. First up is her passive. Her new passive is completely different from the old one. It's basically a weaker version of her old ultimate. She doesn't have nearly the same amount of health healing as before. It's very low unless you build extra HP to make it stronger. That's why it's extremely important to build extra HP on her. Now let's talk about her first skill. It's basically the same as her old one, but with an important change. The cooldowns are very long, and without cooldown reduction, it's going to be painful, really painful. Especially in the early levels, where it starts at 18 seconds. That's why you should never unlock her first skill first. Always prioritize her second skill. Speaking of her second skill, this one is also more or less the same, but deals less damage on its own. The trick is pairing it with her passive. If you use her second skill while her passive is active, you deal 300% damage along with extra healing, which is huge. And finally, her ultimate. You can see her flying into the air, gaining control immunity, dealing heavy burst damage, and also getting damage reduction while airborne. However, it does have a long wind-up, so you will often need to pair it with Flicker or her first skill to make sure it lands effectively. Now let's take a look at all the ways you can build her. The first item you should build is either a glowing wand or Cloak of Destiny. Go for the glowing wand if you are in an EXP lane and facing someone like Thamuz or Lapu Lapu. Cloak of Destiny is a safer option if you don't need anti-heal, since it provides HP and cooldown reduction. For the second item, you can choose between a Wishing Lantern or Oracle. Build Wishing Lantern if you are up against high HP heroes, while Oracle is great for the extra HP and cooldown reduction. Most of the time, you won't really need Wishing Lantern, only build it if your opponents are heroes like Hylos, Lucas or Belray, who all have very high HP pools. The third item I recommend is either a Brute Force Breastplate or Radiant Armor, depending on whether you want more balance, tankiness or magic difference. The next two slots are your flex slots. You can go for more HP items like Queen's Ring or Cursed Helmet, or go for more damage with items like Concentrated. If you want extra survivability, Winter Crown or Immortality can be great choices to help you clutch fights. For Emblem, focus on getting HP form wherever you can, and rest you can decide for your own. This is what I went with, but you can change it according to your games. The two main things you need to play around with the new Alice are her passive synergy with her second skill, since that's your main damage source, and the mind games you can pull off with her ultimate. Everyone knows her ultimate has a long wind-up, so if you just cast it straight onto enemies, they will likely run away. But if you predict where they will run and use Flicker to reposition, you can easily catch them. Another trick is using her second skill into her ultimate for a surprise burst. It's not always easy to catch multiple enemies because of the ultimate's delay. But when you do, it deals massive damage and makes it easier to shred through enemy heroes. After meeting the Queen of Blood demons, let's take a look at the Queen of the Abyss, Obsidia. The new hero Obsidia is super powerful if you know how to get her out and play her properly. She's also very easy to play, so you can just pick her up and start playing right away. Let's go over her skills and explain all the important aspects of them. Obsidia's passive is the most important part of her kit. The way it works is pretty simple. You hit enemies or minions and fill a bar. Once the bar is filled, you gain 1 bone shard. You also get shards from killing enemy heroes, so make sure to kill them whenever you can. Each bone shard deals 7% of her total physical attack and 7% of her attack effect. You can stack up to 25 bone shards, which makes her incredibly powerful as the game progresses. Throughout the early and mid game, your only focus should be stacking. If you don't farm this properly, she will fall off and become pretty weak. The main way to farm bone shards is by using your basic attack or her first skill. Now let's talk about her first skill. It's pretty simple, it's just a projectile you throw. Think of Gushan's first skill, but without the dashing. It doesn't deal much damage, but it helps you build stacks. If enemies are keeping their distance, it's important to land this skill on them because hitting enemy heroes gives you more bone energy than minions. So throughout the game, focus on clearing waves and whenever possible, hitting enemies with your first skill. You can also use it to check bushes. It won't give vision, but if you see your bar go up, this means someone is hiding inside. Next is her second skill. This is Pseudo Blink skill that boosts Obsidia's movement speed by 500%, essentially making it a dash. The main advantage is that it can even be used inside ultimates like Minsita's to escape. This is your only real escape skill, so use it wisely. Finally, her ultimate. Obsidia's ultimate lets you latch onto faraway targets and block all their displacement skills. It also supercharges your second skill, allowing you to spam it and even lets you pass through obstacles. On top of that, it gives you 5 extra bone shards, making it extremely powerful if you manage to land it. This skill is a little tricky to hit, but surprising your enemies will pay off massively. The range is absurd, you can latch onto enemies from really far away.
That's quite big. Impressive.
The mobility it provides lets you dodge skill shots with ease and chase down enemies before they even realize what's happening. For her items, I recommend starting with Trinity because it helps you stack faster. Pair it with the golden staff to get more basic attacks in. But if your enemy team is full of squishy heroes, you can go for a crit build. Trust me, her crit damage absolutely hurts. The emblems for Obsidia are pretty simple. You can either go for something like this if attack speed is your focus, or this if you wanna go crit. They both do wonders. Finally, let's end it with a bang with the Lord of Lava Thamuz. Thamuz didn't get any major reworks to his skills like the others, just a few tweaks here and there. But those few tweaks have made him significantly more powerful and also kind of changed his playstyle. The biggest changes came to his ultimate and passive. His ultimate now gives you 600 plus 30 to 50% extra HP and also increases his attack speed by 60 to 100%, making it insanely strong. This skill not only makes him super tanky but also boosts his attack speed. And that's not all, the scorching area still deals damage around him, plus there is a burst of damage the moment you activate it. Of course, the good old stuff is still there too, like recovering HP when dealing damage. But the most important part of this ultimate is not the HP, it's the attack speed boost. Why, you ask? Well, that's because of his brand new passive. Instead of needing skill cast to trigger Thamuz's passive, now his basic attack alone can trigger it. And every time it triggers, sheesh, it deals a ton of damage. Not just any damage either, we are talking true damage. There's a 10 to 60% chance to trigger this busted passive with each basic attack. So how do you increase the percentage of triggering it? Simply, you just need to keep attacking, his rage bar will fill up, and once it's full, you will be able to deal true damage 60% of the time. The new Thamuz is extremely powerful. If you know how to use these new power-ups properly, you can shred tanks and squishies alike as if they were nothing. The rest of kit is mostly the same with small tweaks I'm sure you already know. If not, you can check out this video. But for now, let's jump straight into what you need to do to make him extremely powerful. The concept is very simple, attack speed. That's all you need to do to skyrocket his damage to insane levels. Build items like Coercion Scythe and Golden Staff without fail in all your builds. Don't worry about crit damage, just focus on stacking as many basic attacks as possible so you can constantly trigger that broken passive. You can also build Vorex to deal even more true damage and gain extra spell vamp. For your remaining slots, I recommend flex items, preferably defensive items so you can anchor yourself in the middle of fights. Even when picking emblems, always look for those ones that gives you attack speed. Trust me, it will help you a lot. After trying out all the tips given, do you still think they are weak? If you want to know more just about their skills, then as suggested before, check out this video. So that will be all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep supporting Kazuki Official.